Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, some sad news with the passing of Terence Stamp, the Australian actor who was most known for his role as General Zod in Superman 1 and 2. Honestly, it took me a long time to realise that was the same actor who played, of course, Bernadette or Ralph in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. That's what I sort of recognised him for. And there was, like, I think 20 years almost between the two roles, so it's kind of understandable I didn't recognise him, and also he was playing a transsexual woman, so it took me a while to realise that was the same actor, which just shows how great an actor he was, because he was terrifying as Zod, even though some people may think the character and the film is a bit camp now, but back in the day when we were a kid, he was terrifying. And I never connected the two, but I did watch Priscilla quite a few times. I love Priscilla, and I never connected the two. And he was great in that. Australia really embraced that film. That was sort of the start of, like, the cultural shift towards acceptance of, you know, gay people in the community. So I sort of consider myself a post-Priscilla gay, because you can sort of draw that line in the sand, like before and after Priscilla. It sort of came, I think, the same year as the first broadcast of the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras on TV, a commercial broadcast, I think. They happened around the same time. There was this shift at the time, which is very lucky for me because, like I said, I grew up in the post-Priscilla era. I was aware of, things before that, but yeah. So he was great in that. He was great in Superman, and it's kind of sad. I'm trying to think what else was he in. I saw him in a few things, and I was like, oh, there's Terence Stamp. But yeah, it's hard sometimes to see an actor past some of their roles, and I have trouble seeing him past Bernadette, and then sort of past Zod. But like I said, you know, he looked more like Bernadette in his later years because he played her at an older age. Whereas Zod, he still looked kind of like old for his age, but he wasn't that old, but he looked kind of old for his age. But yeah, it's sad. It just seems like old age. And the worst thing is they've been talking for years about doing a Priscilla sequel, and he would have been in it. And it's such a pity that didn't happen because the funding dropped out a few times. I think they were getting close to making it on a couple of occasions. They even found the original bus, and refurbished that, and there was some talk of doing a sequel. They still can, because it can be about the other characters and the Hugo Grant's son, and I guess it could be about that relationship and so forth and that. But it would have been nice to have had him back playing Bernadette or Ralph. But now that won't happen. It's just such a pity. I think it came pretty close, and this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, but R.I.P. Terence Stamp.